Hello, this is L4DDarkVampRaven here, and I'm bringing you another WWE kind of thoughts video. Again, it is really hot here where I am at the moment in parts where I live, so that's why I keep the tanks hot, because it's just warm. The fan was on, but I turned it off. It's about 3 AM in the morning, so I'm kind of being a little bit quiet. So why am I doing a video at 3 AM in the morning? Well, to be quite honest, I can't sleep due to the heat and some other things like that. Anyway, I want to talk about Sheamus at the moment, and how I think that how I'm not liking Sheamus at the moment, and how I think I'm not going to use the word overrated, and if I do in the title, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail for using the word overrated. I mean, Punk's kind of going overrated, but I'm not liking Sheamus at the moment since 2012, because obviously people watch this video that on is 2012, since Wrestlemania, since it's really gone downhill for me, Sheamus, since WrestleMania 28, I think. I mean, when Sheamus first came into WWE, he won the WWE title way too soon off of John Cena in a tables match at TLC, I think in 2009, I don't quite remember, I'm sure someone will correct me, probably Zach. So giving him the title way too soon was good, but he did make a great heel. He physically crippled, I think it was Jamie Noble as well. So again, Sheamus came off as a good heel. They made him drop the title again back to John Cena, which was fantastic, and then they made him become the United States champion, and he started to work his way out the ladder, which was fantastic, because in my eyes, if you want to be a champion, or WWE champion, or world champion, in my eyes, you have to work it, you have to gain it, like Miz, JBL, Ric Flair, everyone who gained it. And when Sheamus won the Royal Rumble, in 2011 or 2011, I can't remember, I'm getting confused with it, because Royal Rumble was in January, so that would have been 2012 of this year. No, WrestleMania was this year. When Sheamus won, the Royal Rumble of this year, I thought yes, because he's finally earned it. And what did he do? He had an 18-second match with Daniel Bryan at Wrestlemania 28. What could have been a fantastic match turned into a cheap win. It was a cheap win. It pissed me off, and I'm sure it pissed a lot of Daniel Bryan fans off, and a lot of even me. I was rooting for Daniel Bryan, but I was annoyed. I knew Sheamus was going to win. It was obvious, but to win in 18 seconds felt cheap. Daniel Bryan and Sheamus have had a good match. I think it was Over the Limit or Extreme Rules. They had a fantastic match this year. I can't remember what pay-per-view, so I'm sorry. I'll annotation it if I can remember it. But they did have a good match, and I think that match could have been like a WrestleMania. It felt like a cheap win, and I'm going to agree with at the moment that with my mate Ben, Squashmas is what I'm calling him, because all he's doing is winning and winning. He's just squashing people over and over again. He's not really making that good of a champion. He's not been in any really interesting storylines whatsoever, except for this Del Rio feud, which is really going nowhere, to be honest. Sheamus is a good brawler, yeah, but he just comes out and doesn't entertain. He doesn't do the snap, the crackle, and things like. I'm not a huge John Cena fan, but I'm actually liking more towards Cena than I am liking towards Sheamus. I'm just really showing some strong dislikes towards Sheamus at the moment as champion. I really am. The fact that the 18-second win at WrestleMania, I think ever since that win at WrestleMania, for me, Sheamus has gone downhill. I don't know, it just feels a cheap win. It squashes people carry him during the whole match. I mean, look at the last pay-per-view. I think it was, I can't even fucking remember. It's so late here and I'm so tired. I think it was No Way Out. I think No Way Out was the last pay-per-view. The last match that Del Rio and Sheamus had, and Del Rio carried him. Sheamus doesn't need someone to carry him, but Del Rio was on him all over the same match, and came back and boom, and then that was it. Sheamus won. And even on SmackDown just a few weeks ago, or in August, which we're in at the moment in August, he had a match with what did he have a match with? Lord Tenzai. Again, Lord Tenzai didn't even do the Tenzai bomb. What did he get? He does the squashing miss, ones off the ropes, boom, and he wins. Sheamus comes out nowhere, he wins. It's like, I know he's a champion, so he's got to go over, which is fair enough, but there's going over and there's like coming back just like that. I mean, Tenzai basically dominated him again through most of that match on SmackDown, just like Del Rio did. And he just came back and he won, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of seeing Sheamus just winning all the time. I can't see him lose. I know he's a champion, so he can't lose. I mean, obviously he's got to win, but at least give him an interesting storyline. Give him something that's interesting to do. Maybe he's good as a face and he's good as a heel, but I don't know. feeling very bored of Sheamus. I'm feeling very... Every time Sheamus comes out, every time Sheamus does something, he's good on the mic, he's a good brawler, yeah, he's a good champion and he earned the title. But I think, in my opinion, ever since WrestleMania, and he's had some good matches with Daniel Bryan of this year, but ever since WrestleMania 28, Sheamus' title run has gone downhill for me, and he's just boring, and he's just squashing people, people are carrying him, and he's just getting the win. It's just becoming so boring just to watch him, just to watch an Irishman go around and just get wins just like that. I mean, it's just John Cena all over again, you know. At least make him have near wins, you know. At least make it interesting, you know. On SmackDown just in August, a few weeks ago, they took us back to a month ago where Dario attacked him in a car. A month ago, for God's sake, you know. That's how far this feud has gone. Now, to be fair, Dario has had an opportunity to go towards the world title, and he's had 2 injuries, which has put him out, which that could be why, which is fair enough. But I honestly think, as much as I do find Dario and Sheamus boring characters, but good heels, I think they need an interesting storyline. Even with the car, like on SmackDown with Dario's car, again, it just wasn't really... I just don't know. Every time I think Sheamus, I just think he's going to win. Even without the world title, he won anyway. I mean, he doesn't really need to go over that much. He can lose every now and again. I'm sorry, this is my opinion. I'm just, at the moment of 2012, since WrestleMania, April, I've been finding Sheamus very boring, and I'm still finding him boring at the moment. I just don't think WWE can... He needs an interesting storyline. He needed a decent match to win the world title. And if anything, maybe you should lose the world title and gain it back a proper way, gain it back in a proper match. It's people like Daniel Bryan are just getting buried 18 seconds at WrestleMania to give Sheamus just a cheap win of what could have been a real match. Come on, WWE, really? I'm sure I'm going to get a few comments or hate mail for this one, because I know there's a lot of Sheamus fans out there, but you've got to see it from the real point of view. Sheamus is just squashing people, and he's not making a good champion. He's just making... He may be a good worker backstage, which is fair enough, but he's just coming out and just squashing people. Just look at his match with Lord Tensai on SmackDown of August of 2012. Just look at that match. Look at the match he had with Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules Over the Limit. I can't remember which one. It was a fantastic match. I mean, again, he won, but at least he wasn't carried. I don't know. It's just ever since WrestleMania 28, I look back and just think that match, that whole 18-second victory was shit, and then when Sheamus came out with the t-shirt, it's just like, oh. So yeah, this is my opinion video of Sheamus at the moment of 2012. We're in August 2012, and this is my opinion on Sheamus. I think he's becoming a very boring character for me, and I just don't see him. I just don't see it. You know, I'm finding more interest towards people like Lord Tensai. And there's a lot in Damien Sandow. I'm showing more like towards Damien Sandow than I am Sheamus, and that really says something. You know, so Sheamus, good wrestler, but WWE need to put a firework in his ass. They need to put a firework on his championship, on his gimmick. They need to put something, make the feud, you know, I don't know, he's a brawler, you know, get something like a Cactus Jack and a Triple H storyline going, you know. I mean, the PG stops a lot of the weapons or stuff, but I'm sure they could do something a lot more. I really think they could. I do honestly think they could do a lot more with Sheamus to make it more interesting. So, thank you for your time.